Hi dear Libras, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about the transits for the month of February. Normally February is a month when it's a time when you are focused on your children, creativity, hobbies and romance. Those are the fifth house matters. Every year the sun transits your fifth house around February, late January and most of February. And then towards the end of February, the focus shifts from creativity, romance, children to work, okay, your routine, health and pets. And so this year though it should be interesting because we will have 5 planets in Aquarius. That means your fifth house will be packed, like half of the solar system kind of will be in your fifth house of romance, creativity, children. So those themes are very prominent for you guys Libras. And now what else do I need to mention? So let's begin. As we enter the month, we will have all the planets in direct motion. And what does that mean? It means that nothing will be holding us back from trying something new or starting something new. When a planet is retrograde, it's like an unfinished business. We are like busy working on it, something from the past. But when all planets are direct, we're like free. You know, like imagine the situation when you completed all the house chores and now you're free to go out, right? Like it's kind of like that, roughly speaking, not too literally. And then on February 2nd, we have the last quarter moon in Scorpio. This means that the first 5 days of February are not a good time to start something new. I'm like contradicting myself, but it's only like 5 days. So use those 5 days to rest, to recharge your batteries, to get ready for the upcoming new moon. So or wrap things up that started with the previous new moon in January. So this is a great time. Like for example, let's say you need to apply for something, right? So you fill out the application or some document and you mail it so that it's delivered by the time of the new moon. Or like let's say you need to go to I don't know, a doctor or a beautician, like hair salon, so you make an appointment in advance, right? Like a couple of days in advance to make sure that you get a place. So it's like that kind of time, like the first 5 days of February. Don't waste energy trying to start something new because it's not a good time, because the moon will be becoming smaller and smaller day by day after the last quarter moon. The waning moon is not a good time. It's better to start with after the new moon because it will be growing along with the new moon, whatever enterprise that you start or project. And so on February 5th we have Mercury entering Aquarius until February 23rd. So as you can see, it's only like barely 3 weeks. Mercury will sprint through Aquarius because it's in good shape. If you remember, in January, on January 1st, Mercury stationed direct, and after that it was in the shadow zone for a couple of weeks, or if not 3 weeks. So yeah, it was like slow. It was slowly regaining its energy. But now in February, it's in good shape. It has completely recovered, and it's in its maximum speed. And that means that if you need to sign a contract, February is great for that. It means that you will fulfill the contract obligations or whatever until its very end. And because when you sign contract or agreements during Mercury retrograde, usually the terms change, or the other party changes their minds and quits, or like you will be the one who decides to quit and give up. Like that's for Mercury retrograde contracts. But now in February it's great because no such surprises will come out along the way. And so, and Libras, Aquarius for you is your 5th house. So with Mercury in there, it will be easier to communicate regarding the topics of creativity, hobbies, romance and children. Maybe like communicating with children will be easy around this time. Or communicating regarding your creative projects, ideas. Yeah, it's great for that. And then on February 9th, we have a new moon in Aquarius on the 20th degree. So as you can see, it's like Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. A lot of Aquarius stuff going on. So this new moon is going to happen in your 5th house again, because Libra. So new moon. What was I going to say? You will start feeling the effects of this new moon 4 days before. like, so starting from February 5th, you can start expecting news, announcements, decisions. uh, Generally speaking, new moon energy is active up until the new moon, but the peak energy, I would say, is 4 days before and after the new moon. Mm, the thing about this new moon is that it's going to be making an almost exact square to Uranus in Taurus, and this means that there will be an element of surprise. Don't worry, this is not the kind of surprise that's going to turn your life upside down. Not necessarily. It's like the kind of unexpected something. Because it's a square, it requires an action, so you will have to unexpectedly do something. Um, so yeah, and then on February 13th, we have Mars entering Aquarius until March 22nd. And as soon as it enters Aquarius, it's going to be conjunct Pluto, which freshly entered Aquarius in late January, so it's still on the 0th degree. So as soon as Mars enters Aquarius, they're going to be conjunct. And now, let's see. We have Pluto in Aquarius, Sun in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius, and now Mars in Aquarius. And it's not all. 3 days after Mars, Venus is going to enter Aquarius. So we'll have 5 planets in Aquarius in mid-February. So that means, dear Libras, your 5th house will be packed. Yeah, almost like half of the solar system will be packed in your 5th house. So this is a very unusual mix of energies, because we don't get simultaneous Pluto, Mars, and Venus conjunction. This is insanely rare. Like, for the past 15 years, Pluto had been in Capricorn, so we couldn't have this conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. And the last year we did have a brief Pluto in Aquarius transit, but Mars or Venus were not close to it. And now this year we have all of these conjunctions on the 0th degree, so this is an extremely new energy for us. The last time it happened probably was like more than 200 years ago. That was like the last time Pluto was in Aquarius. So I'm very curious. And the thing is, we have Valentine's Day in mid-February, February 14th. So this Valentine's Day should be extremely romantic, I think, because we will have all the romance associated, passion associated planets together, like Mars, Venus, Pluto. All of these 3 planets have something to do with passion and love. So, and it's around Valentine's Day, so dear Libras, enjoy this Valentine's Day. If you're like, oh no, I don't feel like celebrating, like don't be like that. You will celebrate, like you should celebrate it. And Libras, you guys are romantic by nature, so I think you will plan something. And then on February 18th, the Sun is going to enter Pisces, as it always does around this time of the year. And so now, instead of focusing on hobbies, children, romance, you will slowly start focusing on work, health, routine, and pets. Okay. And on February 23rd, Mercury is going to join the Sun. So now you will have Saturn, Sun, and Mercury in your house of work. And Mercury is going to stay in that area until March 9th. So again, barely 3 weeks. So now, instead of communicating about like children, hobbies, romance, you will have conversations about work, like lots of communication at work. Maybe conversations with the managers and stuff, conversation with coworkers, yeah, or conversations regarding routine health matters, yeah. And so on the same day as Mercury in Pisces, we have Mars and Venus conjunction. Yeah, again, a very romantic energy. So what was I going to say? And finally, on February 24th, we have a full moon in Virgo, on the 5th degree of Virgo. And dear Libras, for you, that's your 12th house, the very last house of your chart. So the moon will be illuminating the last house of your chart, and the sun and along with Saturn are going to be illuminating your house of work. So there will be a need for balance in these 2 areas, balancing work and rest. Okay. So if you need to take a break, this would be a great time for that, like take a mental health day, so to speak. The thing about this full moon is that the Sun and Saturn are going to be conjunct. It's like an almost tight conjunction, like 2 degrees away. And So yeah, like what was I gonna say? There's gonna be this serious attitude about this full moon. Normally, around full moons, we're emotional, overly sensitive, but I think the involvement of Saturn will keep us level-headed, like and sober. Like it was good. It was a good grip on reality, even though it's in Pisces. um, so yeah, and so full moon is like, what is it? Like culmination, illumination, clarity, achievement, and that is in your 12th house. So if you were sick now, like after this new full moon, you're gonna recover. So it's like culmination of recuperation period. Does that make sense? Or it's like the time when we're like letting go of something. It sounds very general, but like if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. And but like again, this is a regular full moon. It's not a eclipse. Okay, it's not a lunar eclipse, so it will not turn your life upside down. This is pretty routine kind of. And so this is it for February. It's the shortest month of the year, and thankfully it has only good aspects. I feel like February is going to be very romantic, like or passionate at least, because we have a lot of Mars and Venus action going on, and so do enjoy it. And again, you have 5 planets in your 5th house in mid-February. So again, very romance-oriented time. And dear Libras, this year you have eclipses in your sign and in your opposite sign. So a lot of focus on relationships. So I feel like for some Libras, this month, February, will be about the children. Like maybe some Libras will give birth to a child. Some Libras might decide to have a kid, or some Libras might finally conceive a child. So a lot of like children, relationship, romance activity going on for you guys. What else? So yeah, this is it for February. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my March videos. Bye.